Hi, I'm Paul Perdue, and I'm the infrastructure nerd.
And I'm Mary Jo Boyd, a legal technologist.
You know, PracticeMaster is great at keeping track of dates, events, tasks, all for a specific matter. And a lot of those dates have to do with court deadlines and depositions and trials. And there's all these rules that go into...
You know, it would be really nice, though, if PracticeMaster could just keep track of those, because dates can vary from jurisdiction to court to state to judge.
Sometimes different judges have different rules.
That's
exactly.
Right.
Well, it can, because it integrates now with the CalendarRules Rule Sets from Calendar Rules.
Can you show us how that works?
I sure can. Okay, so as you know, we can schedule anything here in the calendar by clicking and right-clicking and choosing Add New Event, Add New Task. So you can conceivably come out here to a certain date and right-click and say, I'm going to add an event and I'm going to add a trial. The problem is that there are all sorts of deadlines and reminders that need to be scheduled along with that trial. When exhibits are due, when all sorts of things are due and reminders of those things being due. And if you need to put those in manually, you need to put those in manually. Now, what some people have done is they've gone into Calendar and they've gone into the calendar plan templates and they've created calendar plans, but these need to be maintained by the firm. Now, these are simple ways for people to say, well, when you open a workers' comp case, you need to, within 3 days, do this, and within 1 week, do that, and within 10 days. Or when you have a trial, I don't know if I have a trial one in my samples, but when you have a trial, you need to do certain things. I see that none of these are trial, but the same sort of thing is what I'm going to show you with calendar rules, only these need to be maintained by the firm. So you would need to have one for the Eastern District of your state and the Western District of your state and the different counties for the state court, and if you do bankruptcy for the different jurisdictions, and sometimes even different judges within the same jurisdiction will have slightly different variances on their rules. So what we've done in PracticeMaster is we've set up integration with something called calendar rules. And so I can go into generate calendar rules once I've bought a subscription. So let's go real quick to their website and take a look. CalendarRules.com. And what we have here is the ability to buy pre-programmed rules for all these states. I've got some from Michigan, so let's look there. And then all these different courts, and have the rules already preset for you. Now, these are priced by what you need and where you practice and how big your firm is. So I'm not going to get into pricing. I'm just going to talk about how these rule sets integrate with PracticeMaster. So what you've got here is a situation where lawyers and legal professionals that work directly for CalendarRules.com have analyzed what's necessary in each of these jurisdictions and each of these situations and built rule sets that are maintained and reviewed on a regular basis to make sure that they comply at that moment with what that court wants. So all you need to do then is go into PracticeMaster, go into generate calendar rules, which you find under calendar. Pick a client. I'm going to pick Michael Larson's, ADA. Let's do Larson versus Belcourt. Now, these may not make sense. This client may be in Nebraska, and I may pick a Michigan rule set, and I'm probably going to pick one from the district court in the Eastern District of Michigan, and this is a workers' comp case, so that doesn't make sense, but you'll get the picture. And you select a jurisdiction, and as I said, I think I'm going to do the Eastern District of Michigan District Court. And you select a trigger item. So I had said a trial. So let's go through and do trial. But I want to show you all these different things that you can schedule calendar rule sets for. So we're going to go down to trial. And it wants a certain date. What date is the trial? So I'm going to say it's 11/17/14 because that's just my kind of default date for my demo system. Service type. Not applicable here, but if service were applicable, if there were a choice, you would be able to choose it, okay? In this district of this state, the U.S. District Court, it's not something to choose. Who is going to be responsible for these items that are being generated, including the trial. So who's going to trial, and then who's going to have the deadlines scheduled for them. And then when we click on preview, these are the things that are being set. We've got the last day to file and serve trial briefs and a reminder, the last day to file a consent to trial before magistrate, last day to file and serve jury instructions and a reminder for that, trial exhibits and a reminder for that. All these things are going to be accepted. And once the plan's accepted, it's going to go out and schedule all these things for that person, for this matter, in this court. And if any of these rules change, you're going to know about it when you get the update. Okay, and these are always maintained on a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week basis. So when the Calendar Rules site tells PracticeMaster, hey, something changed in one of the jurisdictions that this client has, and PracticeMaster will go out and look and say, hey, this changed. You need to change this date because the rule has now changed. Do you want to accept that? So this is a good, clean, quick way to have accurately defined calendar plans, if you will, for whatever jurisdictions you choose, and to generate those calendar plans in PracticeMaster so that when the time comes for a trial to be scheduled in a certain jurisdiction, or a hearing to be scheduled, or a motion to dismiss, or a deposition, or any of the things that are the available triggers back here under the trigger item for that particular jurisdiction, in this example, the U.S. District Court of Eastern District of Michigan, it will automatically schedule all the different things that are set with that particular trigger. For instance, here's written discovery served. This can be served either electronically or by fax or by express overnight, and you would choose one, and then these are the trigger items for that. Just two things. So all those different trigger items with all these different calendar plans tied to them for all these different jurisdictions. It's basically like paying somebody else to maintain your deadlines, somebody that specializes in doing that to maintain the deadlines that surround the trigger items in the jurisdictions that you practice in. So there you have it. How to use the Calendar Rules Rule Sets in PracticeMaster.
And that's just one more way that we can help you to worry less
and practice more.